Hi guys, welcome back for another tutorial. If you're tuning in for the first time, I'm B. So today we are going to learn how to make this bucket hat tutorial. It has elastic, it's interesting to watch, so stick around, grab your yarn, hook, and let's start. For this tutorial, you are going to need yarn. I'll be using a chunky yarn. It's from the Robin brand, 100% acrylic, and it is 100 grams. We'll be doing a color combo for this bucket hat. So you also need a scissor for cutting in loose ends. I'm using a 5.5 millimeter hook. You'll need some stitch markers and a tape measure. So we'll put this aside. I'm going to start with the blue yarn. So to start our work, we'll start with making the crown. To do that, make a magic circle. This is how I make mine. I wrap the yarn around my fingers and then hold it somewhere down here. Insert my hook around inside the ring, pull up a loop, and then I chain one. So I'm going to go ahead and put half double crochet inside my ring. I'm going to make 12 half double crochet to make row 1. This is 3. Do the same. I'll meet you when we are going to close our ring. So row 1, we are doing half double crochet. We'll be working in half double crochet. So these are 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. And then join the ring here. Just pull it tight to join the circle. You've made your first row. Alright, and then slip stitch on top of this first half double crochet. You've made your first row. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Put a stitch marker. For row 2, chain 1, insert half double crochet here, put 2 half double crochet in every stitch. At the end of row 2, you should have 24 number of stitches in your row. I'm going to go ahead and make 2 half double crochet in every stitch, and then I'll meet you for row 3. I'm in the last stitch of row 2 where we put a stitch marker at row 1. So I'm going to remove this stitch marker. In this last stitch here, I'll put 2 half double crochet. So we are basically increasing in every row. Okay, so I have 24 number of stitches in row 2. We started with 12 number of stitches. Row 2 we have 24 number of stitches. So to close off row 2, insert your hook here in this first stitch, and then close your ring, put a stitch marker, chain 1. For row 3 we will be increasing by 3. To do that, put a half double crochet and in the next stitch put 2 half double crochet, 1 half double crochet, then in the next stitch put 2 half double crochets, 1 half double crochet, in the next stitch put 2 half double crochet. Repeat this pattern all round. I'll meet you when we are going to start row 4. So you're increasing by 3 number of stitches. You put 1 half double crochet and in the next stitch put 2 half double crochets. I'm approaching to the end of row 3. So in the next stitch put 1 half double crochet, remove your stitch marker and then insert 2 half double crochet in that last stitch. Join the ring, join row 3 by inserting your hook on top of this and then close the ring. At the end of row 3 you should have 36 number of stitches. Ensure that for every row you're increasing by a total number of 12 stitches. We started with 12 number of half double crochets, and then in row 2 we had 24, row 3 we have 36, row 4 we are going to again increase by 12 more stitches. So for row 4, chain 1, okay, put a half double crochet here, put a half double crochet in the next chain, in the next stitch, and then put 2 half double crochets in the same stitch. I'll show you again. 1 half double crochet, 2 half double crochet, 3, okay, 2 double crochets in the same stitch. So you're increasing row 4 by 4 number of stitches. You're making 2 pairs of half double crochet separately and then 1 pair in the same stitch. For row 1 you did half double crochets, and row 2 you did 2 half double crochets in the same space. For row 3 you did 1 half double crochet separately and then 2 half double crochet in the same space. For row 4 you're going to do 2 half double crochets separately and then 2 half double crochets in the same space. For row 5 you're going to do 3 half double crochets separately and then 2 half double crochets in the same space. So I'll leave you to increase. Make a crown of 6 inches long. I'll meet you when I'm done with mine. Now the crown entirely depends on how small or big your head is. Some of you have a lot of hair and you need a cap that can actually fit on your head. So make a crown that can fit on your head, that can wrap and cover all your hair inside. So mine is going to be 6 inches. I'll meet you when I'm done. So I went ahead and made 6 rows. 1 2 3 4 5 6. This is just enough for my crown. Let's measure it. It measured 6 inches. That's around 15 centimeters wide. So for row 7, put your stitch marker here. For row 7, we are going to start making the cap that we can fit in our head. So chain 1, which I've already done, put half double crochets in the back loops. In the back loops here, we're trying to make the cap so that it's not spreading like this but curving downwards. So to achieve that, you really need to chain 1, then you insert half double crochet in the back loop. So put half double crochet in the back loops all round. You're not increasing. We're done with increasing already. This other part of the bucket hat, we will not be increasing. We are making the cap that will fit in our head. So do half double crochets all round in the back loop. I'll meet you when I'm here to show you how it looks like. I'm at the end of my row. Remove your stitch marker and put a half double crochet in that back loop, and then close off the. When you slip stitch, chain 1, put a stitch marker. So this is what the back loop half double crochet makes the bucket hat looks like. So we're already establishing the cap. You can see it's beginning to curve in. Okay, so for row 8, put normal half double crochet. We are not increasing anymore. Okay, so after chaining 1, put normal half double crochets inside every stitch. For row 8, put normal half double crochet inside every stitch. From here going onwards, we will be doing normal half double crochets. I will be making around 3 inches long. Okay, so put normal half double crochet all around. Repeat that for row 9, 10 until when you have a cap size of 3 inches long. 3.5 is not bad. So I'll meet you when I have around 3 inches long of my cap size, and then we start the third part of the bucket hat, which is the ruffles. So I'm at the end of my rows. I made 8 rows of no increases, which measures around almost 3.5 inches. So this is like 6 plus 8. This is row 14 of our bucket hat. For row 15, we are now going to start working on the ruffles. To do that, chain 1. This time we will put half double crochets in the front loops only. We are trying to establish the ruffles from spreading outside. When we started the cap, we did half double crochets in the back loop so that we get this curving. When you organize this, you see how it's looking? It's looking like a basket. See? Now we are going to put half double crochets only in the front loop so that it gives us that spread out feeling of our ruffles. So for row 15, chain 1, put a half double crochet in the front loop only. So go ahead and put half double crochets in the front loop. I'll meet you for row 16. So do this round, I'll meet you for row 16. You see how it's already looking? You see how it's looking like? So continue with your half double crochets in the front loops. I'll meet you when we are going to do work on row 16. So I'm at the end of my row 16, row 15. Yeah, so chain 1 for row 16. All right, before we start row 16, this is how putting half double crochets in the front loop make your bucket hat look like. This will help our ruffles to spread out like this. So for row 16, we are now going to do a color combo. We are doing a color combo, half of blue and half of gray. So to do that, you need to determine your center point. At the end of row 6, I had 72 stitches, and then I continued to make 8 rows of no increases, which is still 72 stitches. Half of the 72 stitch is 36. So I've already marked my center area. From here to here is like 36 number of stitches, and also from here to the other side is 36 number of stitches. So to start working on the ruffles, I will do blue up to here and then do gray up to this other side. I'll be able to show you how to change the color when I reach this point. To start, chain 3, put 3 double crochets. We'll be working with double crochets for the ruffles in the same space. Go in the next stitch. This time we're not doing front loops, we're going through all the 2 loops. So put 3 half double crochets in the same space. Go to the next stitch, put 3 half double crochets in the same space. Repeat that up to the point where you put a stitch marker for your color combo to switch color. I'll meet you at that point. As you progress with putting 3 double crochets in the same space, this is how your ruffles is beginning to fold like. So continue by putting 3 double crochets in the same space. I'll meet you here when I'm going to change color. I'm at the point where I put a stitch marker, so I'm going to remove this stitch marker and put 3 double crochets in there. Okay, this third one is where I'm switching colors, so this is how I normally do mine. I'm going to wrap my yarn around the hook, insert it inside here, pull up a loop, pull through 2, and then grab my yarn that I am switching color with, and then pull through. So this is how I'm starting my next color. So I hide my strands. I'll put a stitch marker back here because this is where I will be switching color from. So I normally weave in as I crochet, so I wrap my yarn around the hook. In this space here, I'm going to put 3 half double crochet while weaving in the end, like the loose end. So I'll put 3 half double crochet in here, Okay, you see how this looks like, and even from behind I'm able to weave in as I crochet. So let's finish to weave in and continue making our ruffles. I'll meet you here. So you see I'm weaving in, and right, see how this looks like. I find it neater and easier. So this is how the ruffles is looking like. It's coming out beautiful. So continue with your 3 double crochets in the same space up to this point. I'll show you again how to switch color one more time. I'm in the last 2 stitches of my ruffle row. So I'm going to put 3 double crochets here. Okay, and then we are switching to color blue. See how I weaved in somewhere here, but I'll cut it a little bit longer so that I'll weave in this blue properly next time. So to switch to color blue, I'm going to insert my hook here, 1, 2, 3 on this chain here, and then I pull up a loop and chain 1, 2, 3. Can you see that? Even behind, we'll weave in this the same way we did this other side. So this is how the ruffles is looking like so far. It's coming out beautiful, and the circumference of the bucket hat has somehow increased. I don't know how, but at a later stage when I try this on and it loose, I will have to improvise elastic. So this is how row 1 of our ruffles look like. So continue with row 2 of our ruffles, which is at this point row number 6, 8, 15, 16, 17. Now we're going to row 18. In this space here, put 3, put 2 now because the chain 3 counts as a stitch. Put 2 double crochets in the same space. This makes it 3. See? And then in the next space, put 3 double crochets. We're continuing with the same pattern. We put 3 double crochets in every stitch. Okay, put 3 double crochets in every stitch. I'll meet you at the point where we will be switching color. I'll show you one more time later when we reach here. You switch the color when we reach here. So continue with the ruffles by putting 3 double crochets in the same space. I'll meet you here. I'm in the last stitch where I put a stitch marker. We'll insert 3 double crochets in there before we can switch color. Okay, then I had already weaved in this long enough, so I'm just going to cut it here. grab this yarn and weaving in here. Okay. Okay. And then insert 3 double crochets in here while weaving in the tail end of the yarn like I did in row 1. Okay, you see that? So you see how the ruffles are coming up, looking beautiful. So continue to do your ruffles. I think I'm going to do 3 or 4 rows. When you come to this point where you're supposed to switch in color and you find it hard, just go back to my video, pause it or play it on slow motion to see how I switch the colors, and then continue this round. I'll meet you when I'm done making the desired rows of my ruffles which I want for this bucket hat. I'm back and I did 3 rows of these ruffles. 1, 2, 3. So this is how my ruffle hat looks like. It has kind of expanded, which I don't want, because when you see this, the circumference is bigger than my face. So I'm going to improvise. There are 2 ways of improvising. One, you can use elastic to stitch it in or do single crochets round. Secondly, you can make a chain of single crochets and then pass it through here. Just pass it through this hole so that each time you wear it, you can tie it somewhere there to hold it tight together. So I'm going to use option 1, which is elastic. We are going to be putting an elastic round using single crochets. So for those of you who are going to be putting in elastic with me, before you do that, you need to measure the circumference of your head. Get a tape measure, wrap it around your face. Mine is 21 inches long. That's around 53 centimeters long. So get that measurement and cut out an elastic that can stretch up to, like I said, mine is 21 inches long. So I'm going to get an elastic that can stretch up to 21 inches, but I'll improvise to around 23 to cater for when I tie it together or more. This is able to stretch up to the circumference I want. So do the same as I've done here, and we meet when we are going to start making single crochets to stitch it in. So when you've measured your elastic, tie it around like this. I know it's looking small, it's probably not making sense, but when you stretch this, earlier I said the circumference of my head was 21 inches long, wide, something like that. So when I do this, see, it stretches like up to 11 inches. Okay, 11 times 2 is 22, which is still not bad. Now we are trying to achieve this. You see how organized and gathered it is? We're trying to achieve this for these ruffles. So go to this row, which is row 14 from inside, because it has this which you're seeing here. It has these stitches which looks like a chain. So we are going to go in there and put our elastic. So you're going to go in here where we started with the rows of the ruffle, insert it there, get your yarn, pull up a loop, chain 1, tighten it, get your elastic, go in the second space here, pull up a loop, and then single crochet. It's a bit hectic, but it's worth it. All right, it's hectic but worth it. Go in the second space here. All right, go in the second space here and then make a single crochet. Go in the next, the ruffles kind of get in the way, but bear with me that this is worth it. Make a chain, a single crochet, go in the next, and make a single crochet. Let me show you 3 more times. You go in the next, like this, and then make a single crochet. 2 more times. Go in the next. Like I said, the ruffles get in the way, but it's worth it. Go in the next. It also kind of tests your patience, but it's okay. You can still use the other option. 1 more time. Go in the next, and then see, this is how it looks like. Now every time you think the elastic is getting lost in the single crochet, you just pull it. Remember, this thing stretches the entire circumference of your face. So every time you feel it's shrinking, getting lost in there in the single crochet, you just pull it, because this thing can stretch round. This fits in my face. So do that. I'll meet you when we will be hiding in these ends. We are in this part. Now we're going to hide in these loose ends. You can already see how gathered your ruffle hat looks like. This enters my head, and this is how it looks like when you turn it like this, and then that. So let's hide this in. And if you've made it to this far in the tutorial, I want to applaud you, and also thank you for sticking here with me. Please, if you haven't subscribed, subscribe to my channel so that you can be able to get notification of every tutorial that I upload. Don't forget to click on the notification bell. Otherwise, thank you. If you recreate this ruffle hat, please tag me in your videos on your social media. My social media handles are tagged in the transcript in the description box. Just go there, click on my social media, and follow me or like my page. So this is how you're going to do it. You're going to go under here, grab your yarn, bring it this side, grab your yarn, make a single crochet. I'll still show you how to hide in that. Go under here, grab your yarn again, okay, go in here, do a slip stitch, pull up your loop, your yarn, cut off like that. So get your darning needle or any needle that can pass through, that your yarn can pass through, get it like this, and then see that, bring it over to this other side. And just keep sewing it in until you can hide all this. I've already shown you how to do it, so I'm going to continue, finish sewing it in, weave in my loose ends, and meet you back to reveal the final project. So this is the final look of our ruffles. See how gathered the ruffles are of the bucket hat. I did 3 rows of the ruffles. I figured 4 would be too much, so 3 were just enough for me. See how it's gathered, and see the circumference with elastic, how organized it is. All right, yep, this is so beautiful, so beautiful. Thank you for sticking around with me and watching up to the end. Catch you in my next tutorial. Hope you liked it. Bye.